Hello, welcome to the Hive With Us Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Martinez. Today we have returning guest, Clay Hepler. He is an experienced land investor doing a mid-market land strategy. His words, not mine. His words, not mine. But if you have not seen the episode, please go check it out. He's very experienced, doing amazing things all over the land space. And I love talking to land investors, but he's back today for Deal Breakdown, where we cover cool, interesting stories. I know he probably has a bunch of stories, but I do not know what these are. So let's talk about it. What you got?
A cool deal. Okay, let me think. Okay, so talk about this deal that we just locked up. Now, by the way, it's a pleasure to be a guest that I left such a great impression on the first time that I got reinvited. I know it's hard to get us scheduled together on the second one, but I'm glad we're here.
Hey, me too, man. You never know what happens. It's hard to coordinate the stuff, but I'm glad you're back.
Heck yeah. So the deal on this, the deal that we're going to talk about, it's an 84-acre tract, and we first came into our marketing 3 months before we locked it up, basically. About 3 months before we locked it up. And we were working with the seller, but the seller was Greek. The seller could barely speak any English. Greek, and she was interested in selling her property, but didn't seem like she was super interested. She responded to a marketing piece that we sent out, and so we tried to work with her, and all of a sudden she ghosted us. Okay, so she ghosted us completely, but my sales guys don't give up when someone ghosts us, right? And so we kept following up, and we finally connected with her bride-to-be, a gentleman that was spoke English much better. He was an American, and so we really built a relationship with this guy. And we realized the reason why she ghosted us was not because she didn't want to sell the property. After we really built the rapport through our sales process, we understood that the reason why that she didn't want to sell was because she was so stressed because she was getting her divorce papers from her ex-husband. And this property that she was selling was going to serve as the down payment for a commercial property that she was going to buy in her hometown in Greece. And she was so stressed out that she didn't think that she was going to get this because they were fighting amongst each other that she ghosted us.
Oh, man.
So one thing that you learn from this is sometimes when people are not responding to you, it's not because they're not interested. And what we use a lot of times is we'll use different forms of reaching out to them. We'll send them a letter. We'll send them a Loom invite. We'll reach out to them on social media. We'll do things in a very respectful manner. Not like stalking, but we're very respectful about how we do it. But we do everything we can to get a hold of the seller. Because when someone ghosts us, and they don't just say hell no or hell yes, we take that as this is an opportunity for us to continue to get this deal to closing, right? And so long story short, we finally reconnected. And when we reconnected, we built a ton of rapport with this seller. This seller then informed us that there were 2 other land investors and a real estate broker that were vying for the same property. So we got into a bidding war. And I hate bidding wars. Any real estate investors hate bidding wars. It's the worst thing in the world. And the way that you minimize the impact of a bidding war is you become closer with the seller. People sell to people that they like. They don't necessarily sell strictly on price. And the things that are really important for a seller oftentimes are the ability to close, trust, rapport. So those 3 things are really important. Rapport is, I like this person. Trust is, I trust that they are a good person. They're going to do what they say they're going to do. And then the ability to close is kind of a different thing all entirely. Is this person able to close? Especially when we're talking about a multiple 6-figure deal, that becomes even more important to the seller, especially when we realize that they're going to use this money at a 1031 to buy a property in Greece. That's even more important. And so we get into this bidding war, and what happens is we sort of walk through this process again with the seller. I tell my sales guy to get on a call and really work with them, really understand their pain points, their motivations, and they ghost us again. And so they ghost us again for a couple of weeks. We're kind of going back and forth, and then they finally come back and say, hey, we finally got the divorce papers back. We're basically good to go. Here are the numbers, whatever. And we're going to do highest and best. I hate highest and best. It's the worst. It's the worst. Highest and best is the worst because you just throw out a number and it often hurts, right? And so when someone says highest and best, you want to get to the bottom of that and say, what is highest and best? What does that mean to you? Does that mean security? Does that mean that you're looking to get the most out of this? Or do you want to feel like you're in control of the process?
Yeah.
That's really important. And usually when someone says highest and best, is I don't want to talk to this person because maybe I feel an allegiance to one person versus another.
Yep.
But I don't really want to engage. And so I just want to do highest and best as sort of this wall that I'll put up between all the sellers and myself. Exactly.
Yep.
Separation. Exactly. Perfect word. And so I just called the seller and said, hey, listen, you told me all these things are important to you. What I really heard was the most important thing for you was the ability to purchase this dream commercial property for your wife to be in Greece. And they were like, that's right. And so I said, listen, I don't like to do the highest and best bidding wars. It's just never the right way to do it because it ends up souring the relationship between people.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the number that we need to do today to get this deal done? He told me the number. It worked for our underwriting. I closed him on the phone.
That's good, man. It's very. This is textbook negotiations. You need to find out the seller's motivation because the motivation is what really matters. It's not necessarily the price, and that's the key. I hope you all learn something because that is very key to your process in sales. No matter what you're selling, you need to understand their motivation on why they need to sell or why they need to buy, and that's the whole key. That's good.
That's one of the things that we find in our sales process is we track our talk time every day. We track our amount of calls every day. We track our offers, our qualifications. And I always tell my sales guys, listen, even though these are measurements of effort, which are very important because effort equals success in sales. You need to put in a certain amount of reps in order to be successful. It increases your surface area of luck, that is.
Yep.
But if you make one call a week and close one massive deal a week, every week, and you break all records, I don't give a shit if you're on the phone with someone for 5 hours or 5 minutes. It doesn't matter to me. And so that is always the thing. You have to have this tension in your sales department of effort is important. We need to have effort, but let's not replace the obsession with effort with the obsession with results. And those are different things. But you need to have that healthy tension in a sales team.
Woo. It's very important. I have my team on the back end, not necessarily my sales team, but my team in general. A lot of people like micromanage their virtual team like really strictly, and I don't because as long as you get results and there's action when I need action, that's all that matters to me personally. As long as I get the results I want. So it's less about what you do and how you do it or when you do it. It's more of when you do it, it's done and it's done properly.
That's right. Outcome based, management versus a time based management. And like tools like virtually, like, and I fall into this too. It's like Slack is a lot of times our way of measuring the effort that someone puts in, the responsiveness on Slack. And that doesn't mean shit, but it makes us feel good. Yep. And so we feel good about when someone responds to me quickly. But if they're actually doing some really good work and I'm interrupting their work, that's a hard balance to strike. And it comes down to a lot of times in the core values of the organization, how the culture of the organization is run in order to set up those barriers, those boundaries between what is acceptable behavior and what is not acceptable behavior. And it's the performance that's inbuilt within the culture of the company that creates successful behavior no matter who is watching.
Ooh, I'm getting into the weeds now. That's good. No, I think, man, for everybody here, if you're new in business, you might need to listen to this one again. If you know about this, if you need to do better, there's a lot of lessons in here. But this is really, really good. I love this. I love the management ownership. Like this is real talk here. There's no fluff here. No fluff. For everybody here, where can people find your course in education? We'll make sure it's plugged in underneath the video. But
yeah, I mean, I talk about land investing on Twitter, along
Yep.
with Daniel. Daniel and I are often interacting with each other, like we did this week on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day. So I'm really active on social media, Twitter, Instagram, less so, LinkedIn, very active. And then land-man.io, or you can go to my Twitter sphere or my social media sphere and link up with the land letter. It's a really good free resource that I put out every week. I talked about deal deep dive, and I do a lot of other stuff. And then if you're interested in learning more about how to build a really robust sales team, really robust mid-market strategy, rural recreational strategy, and get some money through the door, you can reach out to land-man.io and learn about the Landman Accelerator.
There you go. For everybody here, you know what to do. Go like, share, subscribe. Thank you coming on again, Clay. I know it's hard to get you on the schedule again, but I appreciate it. For everybody here, we'll see you next time. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks, guys. Hey, if you have any deals you'd like to submit to the Hive Mind and our team, go to hivebc.io. It's actually the Hive Buyers Club. Submit your deals, and we can hopefully dispel your deal for you. Have a great day.